everyone. Welcome to this episode of Ecoffee with Experts. On today's show, I have with me Mario Russo. Mario is the founder and web dev lead at W3 Digital Marketing, a digital marketing agency that specializes in paid search marketing for e-commerce as well as video production. Using his 15 plus years of experience, he enjoys helping small, medium, and large businesses to improve and grow their online presence. He specializes in finding creative solutions to problems that business owners face when trying to grow their website traffic and online presence. Mario, thank you for coming to the show today.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt, for having me.
Pleasure having you here. So we're going to discuss how e-commerce sites can use video to improve the customer journey, including a proven strategy to boost conversions. In your experience, how can video be used to improve that customer journey on e-commerce sites?
So that came to us as we had a client that they would have access. A lot of people would go to their website, but as we found out that the customers wasn't the regular customers that would shop online, we would need to kind of guide them through the buying process on the website. Yeah. And we started with how to buy videos, and then we found out it would be a great option to be that you can also use as a marketing tool on your social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So basically, was just because people would assume everyone knows how to behave on online shopping.
Yeah.
And even though it's a very common thing, a lot of people can get easily distracted and lost throughout the process. Okay. So we started using we first started using video as a guiding sales tool, let's say. Yeah. And then we can go for sure that will come up on our talk here, but we can go to convincing people to buy through video on product specifics and stuff like this. But I think it all starts on getting people comfortable on how your website works. I know most websites has the same flow, but sometimes it's nice to give on the checkout process, this happens because we use this checkout tool to be because we found out it's safer for you and stuff like this. And this all helps a lot on increasing a conversion on their website. So
you were actually
go ahead.
Sorry, you were actually using videos to actually show them how to buy stuff on the website, how to go through demonstrations of what it's like to buy something and go through that process so that they know what to expect and how to do it.
Yes, that was one of the tools that would increase conversion rates. We would reach websites that would be lower than 1% on conversions, to go to 6 and 7%.
That is significant.
And it would change based on the niches, right?
Okay.
It tends to be more effective when you have a product that sells for older public that is not older audience that's not as used as the younger generations.
So
So that's also one thing that when you're producing or creating your video, because you can use in multiple platforms, would be understand who is buying your product. So that would make a difference on how you buy, how you create that kind of video stuff. But we have several types of videos that you can do, right? There's the one that we call how to buy, which is just the actual, you go through the actual journey. It's basically a website demonstration so people can see. We don't use that much inside the website.
Okay.
That's more on social media, YouTube and stuff like this.
Okay.
Just so people get more comfortable buying and stuff. It's just because it's a longer video, right? So
yeah.
And then you have product demonstration. You have people feel it's more confident when you see because you can have several testimonials in writing, and people never know if that person exists.
Yeah.
So if you have people talking
doing video
about
testimonials,
doing video, it's kind of like creates a more like a connection. Also, FAQ videos also helps a lot. So all those type of videos can help.
Man, there's some good
customer
good
journey,
tips here. So you've touched on so many things. So you used how-to videos like how to buy to increase conversions from 1% to 6%. You touched on just briefly product demonstrations. Can you tell me a little bit more about those product demonstration videos? Where did they come in the funnel? Where did you place them? How were they made? How long were the videos?
Yeah, so product demos are like very good videos for the product page itself.
Yeah.
But it has a like kind of a tricky to it. Like you cannot dissuade the buyer from the buying journey, right? Like because they get distracted very well. So one thing for the product demo, it must be a video that you cannot click and go outside of that page.
Okay.
That's one thing. It needs to be a short video, which is show the main features of that specific product. It can be done.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, you were saying that it shouldn't be where they can, sorry to interrupt you. It's just, you said they shouldn't be where they can click to go somewhere else. So does that mean like if you had a WooCommerce website and you can create a tab, the tabs underneath, different tabs, and put a video tab there, should you host the video on a certain platform other than YouTube or on your own hosting platform so that people can't click somewhere else and you can only have a call to action at the end of the video of what you want them to do?
That's a good idea. If you have the infrastructure to host the video, would be the best one, because then you can preload the video. It doesn't have like the loading time and all that, which improves the experience of the user. But you can also have like for example, if you host on YouTube, that video, you just make sure you use the embed feature of YouTube without the see on YouTube option related and all that, those options. Stuff. So it doesn't distract people of going somewhere else from your page. Because what you want is them to click on the buy now, right? So So if you can go, like for example, some platforms, like you said, WooCommerce, they have some plugins that you can put the video inside the image options, like the image rotation of the product itself. So people can see that video. You can even put like on the end of the video, like usually it's a short video from like 30 seconds, less than a minute. People won't spend that much time looking at a video on an e-commerce website. But it also depends on the product, how much you need to display of that product. For example, if you're selling lenses, let's say like some specific lenses, like
camera lenses.
Sorry,
like camera lenses? You mean for cameras?
For
like digital
camera
photography
lenses. Let's say for camera, or those lenses that you put on like mobile phones for like better picture and stuff like this. On those videos, you want to show what the end result with a lens is, like comparing stuff and all that, so people can see what they're gonna get, right? Like the end result. And on the other hand, if you're like, one of our customers is Hatashta, which is like the martial arts stuff, martial art gear seller. You were selling a boxing glove, let's say. So like you just show like the features, like it's not easy to show like how it fits well. You're gonna need to say it fits very well. It has this hook that makes doesn't matter how big your wrist is and stuff like. So you kind of like show those specific features, like if it's something that is more demonstrable, like a lenses or like something else, you can show like, and then it depends on how deep you want to go, right? Like some videos you can, if for example a glove, you want to show the inside material. I don't see that being as much as a deal maker or deal breaker, because people don't really care about what is inside the glove, but you can cut it open and show the material and stuff like this. But we tend like on product pages, short videos, direct videos showing features. Like you can even be like, doesn't need to be someone talking about it. It's good to have someone talking about it because it gives that feeling of like more knowledge and more relationship with authority and relationship with the customer. But it can be like just like a feature video with like where you have like close-ups of specific, like for example, a shirt. If that shirt has something specific, you show some close-ups, you have those tipping arrows pulling out with whatever it is, stuff that is unique to that product. And then at the end, like of the 30 seconds, or I usually recommend staying under 1 minute. Around people are used nowadays, people are used to short videos, so it doesn't have to be like a crazy big video one. So
less than a minute.
Yeah, less than a minute. And
then break up the videos then into longer videos, longer subjects, or if you want the video to be longer, just break it up.
Yes.
So in other words, instead of putting 20 questions in a 20-minute video, make 20 videos that are 1 minute long.
Yes. Yeah, that would be it. Keep the customer attention and for thinking of conversion, right? Like, so it's not like you can put the long video on YouTube showing everything, and then on your website you only have the specific one.
Okay.
So
breaking it up.
Yeah. So that's and then like on the end of that video you can have like the call to action, like shop now, buy now, and that kind of stuff. It triggers people to buy stuff.
So those sorts of things improve conversions, putting those kind of call to actions and buttons at the end of a video.
Yes, usually they do. Like it makes it like it's like a video without a call to action. I would say it converts. I would say 20% less than a video with a call to action. So it's kind of like every little bit. It improves your ranking, right? Like now you can do even like some people do. We can do as well. Like you create a product video, let's say, and then it's a video like, for example, a demo video, like for example, the how to shop one.
Yeah.
Like you make a short version, like for that product specific. Then you can convert like to, some people call GIF, some people call GIF. I don't know.
Exactly I don't know either. Whatever you prefer.
So you can convert that to GIF, and you can embed that on an email marketing campaign.
Yeah.
And then like people will see the flow, like you'll see the product, the flow and that stuff. And they come up, when they click, they come up to the product page with the last action, which is like buy now, buy the item.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a mental trigger, which is like the one thing that I always bring and I always think when I'm thinking about digital marketing. You're not dealing with technical stuff. You're not dealing with software. You're dealing with human behavior. So when they step on your website, the conversion rate part is all human behavior on that specific page, right? So it's that's the kind of stuff that we try to trigger, and most of people are more triggered by videos than any other thing. So
that's amazing.
So that's something that like
can non-e-commerce websites, like service-based businesses like a plumber or a renovation company, use video in there?
Yeah, we tied more to e-commerce stuff, but like it can be done to anything. Like for example, I used video for one of customers, like that we did some local SEO for them, and they were like a fitness club.
Okay.
And so I said, like, why don't we do a long video showing the fitness club? Because people to sign up, they're gonna
like a walkthrough.
They gonna wanna know, right? So you got to remember, like online, all your competition is just one click away, right? So you need to get those people to your website with a feeling that they know that they want to be on your website. So sometimes watching a video on YouTube and going to your website, or watching a video on Facebook or whatever, which is where it seems to most people spend their time these days, online on those platforms.
Yeah.
So you kind of like bring them with something in mind, which like they already seen your, because like the rebuttal for that what people say is just like, oh, I don't want to show everything online because I want people to come in so I can convince them to come to close the deal, right? And I say like, yes, but if they don't even see you, they might not even come in. So
and the more you show them, the more you tell, the more you sell.
That's one thing. Then for them, we use, like, for example, they had personal trainers on there that were registered on their fitness club. So we did some videos with those specific personal trainers.
Interviews.
And then we realized that people would come and say, I want to talk to that specific personal trainer. So then the other personal trainer would say, oh, I want a video too. So, that kind of stuff. And all that was online. And then people looking for, then you use that as a more of a marketing tool than just a conversion tool, because you don't want them, like, you want them to reach out or come to the door, but you don't really know like specific which conversion you're gonna get from that, right? Like, people can call, people can come to the door, people can just like, people can watch the video. Like, for example, one specific workout, like, for example, they have a specific machine there for that specific exercise, which is not very common on other fitness places. Why don't we do that and show that you have that specific one here, right?
Yeah.
So then when they show that, like, in the video thing is, when people tend to think nowadays it's a lot cheaper to make videos, but people tend to think, I'm going to spend time, because you need it's not like just like I'm going to record, just get my phone and record. Like, you have like a small production part of like to make a very different video, a better video. You can do with your phone. That doesn't matter. But like, so so then people say, I'm going to spend too much. I'm going to put a video on somewhere. Tomorrow, nobody going to see it. But it sits there and people keep watching, right? So that's one thing that I always say, like, think about like 3 days from now, if you post the same thing again, it's a brand new video because people forgot what happened 2 days ago. So, and keep that on your website so people are more familiar with that specific subject on your website. You want just people to go back. And as you said, like a plumber, or for example, service providers that would go for your house and fix things. It would help. Like, I don't have much experience of that, but I would say, like, for example, lawyers. You always want to know who's going to come to your house, right?
Yeah.
So if you see them, like, even like promoting some of their services, or explaining how they would do when they come up to your house, or how you get a quote on their website, you get the feeling that you already know that person. So it's easier for you to like contact them for that specific service. So videos are like a great tool for any digital business, or any business that is online, which is today like most of them.
Awesome. Yeah. So you can give like a demonstration, a video explanation of how you do quotes. Or even if you have a quote tool, you could give a video demonstration of the quote tool and how it spits out the interesting. Yeah, so coming back to e-commerce, then what you talked about videos, improving the conversion rates.
Yes.
And so on and so forth. And so how do you figure out, like, do you map out, what's your process for figuring out what types of video is needed? Like, in regards to where conversions are falling off, like, do you map out the entire funnel process of the customer journey in order to figure out at what point conversions are dropping off? And do you use event tracking to like track events to know in the e-commerce journey where conversions have fallen off in order to see, even tracking videos with event tracking and seeing if the videos are being played and watched and how much are being watched? Is that a process?
Yeah,
that's a part of your process?
The biggest process, everything starts with the bounce rate, right? Like if it's bouncing everywhere, like it starts with like people don't even like start going through your website.
Okay.
Then you need to convince them of like something. Like if, for example, and but yeah, it starts with the bounce rate. Then you go back, then you go each important event on the funnel part.
Okay.
Then you can create then you can create specific videos for that. For example, one thing that it's like a very, very common is people get to your checkout page.
Yeah.
And they don't finish, don't close the sales, right?
Yeah.
Usually, most of that is, we have two main reasons. Shipping, which we can't do anything about it, like shipping. So each website has their own shipping, and that's a business decision, right? And the other one is like they don't feel confident that that page or that website, that checkout part is secure for them. Like they don't see something that is secure. So sometimes explaining why the checkout process takes those specific steps, it's a good reason. So you can have even like before you leave, like so you put a trigger on the checkout when they hit that page, and if their mouse goes towards like closing or back, it triggers that button, that video, like kind of like telling them or explaining them, like
wait before you go.
Yeah, wait before you go, instead of like just like, oh, get a deal or something like this. If it's explaining video or sometimes you can convince people to check out, right? So,
if or you can show them, oh, interesting.
Or you can even trigger them to like, if you have any doubts, like below the video, you have like a small video window, and below the video you have like a small form and say like, let us help you close this deal, or what is bothering you, stuff like this. Because like most people, they want to get their doubts
taken care of,
answered. And they don't want to be scared of doing something. So this kind of stuff. So for example, one video that we happened to, like before, when we had like most people, you would need, like if you click like, let's say like shop with PayPal, you would be redirected to PayPal stuff, and some people were not as familiar with PayPal or something like this.
Yeah.
And then like if they would leave because after they were redirected, we can't do anything. But before they would click like pay to PayPal, if they would leave the page, we would show a video saying like, you know why we use PayPal for payment processing? We use because it's safe, secure, do
secure.
This and did that. And then you can have a button on that.
So when they wait a minute. So when they abandon because you can go to PayPal and then you can abandon or return to website.
Yeah.
So if they abandoned paying through PayPal and you return to website button, you return them to a page that tells them why you use PayPal, and sorry you didn't. You literally tell them.
Yeah, you can do that.
You literally acknowledge that they didn't follow through with the sale and show them and tell them why you use PayPal.
Yeah, you can have two triggers. One, if they go back to the website through that return to website button.
Yeah.
And you can have one if they, on the checkout page, if they don't click the pay with PayPal button and go through, leave the page.
Yeah.
Before they leave, you can pop up and show that video.
Trigger a video.
Yeah, trigger an event with that.
There's two different ways to use PayPal. You can, okay. Like you can embed it right into your process so that it's hidden.
Yeah.
I understand.
Or like a bunch of people, like we had one that like was, for example, for bigger items,
Yeah.
they need to quote the shipping, right?
Okay.
They need to quote the shipping because it was big and have items or custom items. So they would get to the checkout part, and on the checkout would say, we will contact you for the shipping price, stuff like this.
Yeah.
So they would pay the product, but the shipping would come after. Okay. And that was something like a business decision that they wouldn't change on the business side.
Yeah, because you can easily tell them calculate the shipping using tools. Like there's no need to.
We tried everything, but like it was just like a poor business decision, let's say.
It is a poor business decision.
So
it's a waste of time, resources, and money.
Yeah. So we would say on that specific product, when we would have like a big drop off on like cart abandon, let's say. So one thing that we found out was just like probably because the shipping part. So we started like saying we triggered a video on that page when they would leave or close the checkout part, and they would say, and then the video would say like, oh, are you worried about the video, the shipping part? Because we knew that they came from that product, so we would trigger a specific video for that product. So, are you worried about the shipping costs and stuff like this? Like we had like a really small script, like was like I think less than 30 seconds, and then at the end of the video was like just like give us a call and we'll proceed with your order and let you know how we can do and stuff like this. And they started closing more of those specific sales because of that video, because then people would, sometimes they would call and say, oh, I'm on your checkout page, but it's saying like, I don't want to pay high shipping later and stuff like this. Because like, it makes sense, right? You're going to buy something like whatever, $300. And then they call you, say shipping is
$800.
$800 or
ridiculous.
Whatever. And it's just going to say like, I don't, then you need to go through the cancel process and all that. So this kind of stuff, like specific ones, we work with the funnel, we work with triggers, we work with all that stuff. And, then you have like the general ones, which is just like product description and this kind of stuff that we won't, let's say, care too much of having analyzing, let's say, like analyzing all those data of abandon or funnel or stuff like this, because that's just like showing the product. And then we would say like, so those are basically like the two ways we decide which video you're gonna do and what. If it's like just people like, or for example, one thing is sometimes the problem comes to you, right? So it's if people goes to that website has a chat feature and they get too many questions about how do I do this? How do I do that? So that's something that
video. And make a video about it.
Yeah, comes to the like where is the, like for example, like clothing websites, people cares a lot about the sizing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So making sure that you display how that size fits some specific person, or where do you get the sizing, because sometimes it's in a tab somewhere that nobody sees. So if you have a video explaining that, it makes it easier for people to find even before they get to your website. That's one thing that's great about videos. You can use inside your website to help the next step, but you can also use, as I said, like on email campaigns as a GIF, or you can put just like another thing, like videos increase the click rate on emails. If you put just a video thumb there and people click to watch the video somewhere.
Oh, so video thumbnail, just a picture of the thumbnail of the video with a play button on it.
Yeah. So people will, people tend to click to see, at least, even if they're gonna see like a small amount of the video, they tend to click and watch, like they get curious about it. So all this help on the conversion, on increasing your traffic and all that stuff. So
a business, in order for a business to do this, though, they would probably have to have a significant budget, I'm thinking, because, for instance, it's not, I can't tell you how many websites I've come across of small businesses there's no event tracking set up to be heard of. So I'm assuming in order to do this, they have to have some kind of metrics besides just Google Analytics installed on the script just put on the website. Like there has to be some actual implementation of marketing KPIs, website KPIs, event tracking, the implementation of that. Is that correct?
If you're gonna do, like, for example, specific, like that's what I said, like some general ones will help you anyways.
Yeah.
But if you have the tracking part, then and also you can start with the video. Like you don't have the tracking, you don't have, like, you're just like a very small business that only has like a basic website that you want to just like improve something or improve your content to bring more people in and create more traction on your webpage through video, right? So to start, you don't need any of that. If you want to improve and make very specific event tracked video content, then you need that. Then you're gonna need that. Yeah. So, but you can start, like, for example, the journey one, like this is how you get to, like this, what you get from us if you sign up or something like this.
Yeah.
Or this is what you're gonna receive at home if you buy. This kind of stuff, you don't need any of that event tracking part.
Okay.
And one thing, for example, clothing lines, or like, for example, you have a line of products, you can do a video of part of that collection and then chop it off the specific products and use those on the product page. This kind of stuff, it's not like something that, it's more promotional. It's not as targeted for that action. But you can also use. So it's not something that it's exclusive for like big players that has everything set up, a marketing plan and all that stuff.
Okay. One of the common objections I've heard about video is the cost of it. Do you have any advice on how to produce high quality videos on a budget?
So the main thing of cost of it is just like you don't have that many, because it takes some time, so you don't have that many people with that skills available on doing it. But if you plan, like you can, if you plan your video, you can do it with your phone. You can do it like on a regular computer with a basic editing tool. Nowadays, you can even get like editing tools online. How to edit and how to do that, you can find on YouTube or even tutorials online. So like,
do you have some clients that do the whole thing themselves and then provide the video to you, or do you provide it or do you handle the whole process?
No, I have clients that like they have the video and they just want to say like, I have this video and how can I use this on my website to improve? And then like it's just a matter of like, some people, as I said, like they do clothing, let's say a clothing store. That happened with a Winpack company that I had as a client like a couple of years ago, and they would take photos, like they are a clothing store. They take photo shoots of all that stuff, right? Like, so they are in fashion, so they kind of like have more, and they do a video of, they do a video of their photo shoot part.
Oh,
and then I said like, then they said like, can we use this to increase our like transactions or stuff like this? And I said like, okay, let's just chop specific. So they had the big video already done, right? Mm-hmm. And they didn't have like, it wasn't like a professional video maker and stuff like that. It was a good video, but nothing like crazy Like they probably filmed like with their phones, or like nowadays phones has like good quality video. Like you can make good quality videos with phones.
Yeah.
You might need to like add some effects on editing and stuff like this just to highlight some stuff, but nothing that like. So what we did was just like we got their video, we chopped each product, asked them to send us like 3 features of each product.
Yeah.
3 specific features. We put those like I like saying feature arrows. Like it's just like bullet points that comes out of this. It's like just some nice effect that comes out and shows that specific feature on their clothes.
Yeah.
Created like from that big video, created like I think 10 small short 30-second videos, put on their website, add the call to action at the end, just like shop now, buy now, click the buy button, stuff like this, and put on their website. And that increased because like then people see like, oh, okay, I'm not just buying like a regular coat. This coat has this lining inside or something like this. So
you're explaining the features with video and the benefits of the product with video.
That like you can put on the picture, you can put on description, but sometimes on the video, because it comes one at a time, it kind of like triggers them to be like, oh, this is a nice. One thing that like that makes a lot of difference, for example, is those stores that sell guns online.
Yeah.
Almost every gun needs a demo, like because each gun is different. People want to know how they shoot, what's the sound when it shoots, and this kind of stuff. So this always help those, and you can have like, for example, like a small, like the guy doesn't have a budget, but he has a small barber shop, let's say, and he has a website. The video is not gonna be like amazing, like change his
Hollywood quality.
Yeah, his business future, but like he can do a business like a walkthrough through his salon, through his
whatever you want to call
it is. So
barbershop.
So who's his barbershop? So people get like they get used to where they are going. Like they already know in advance where they are going. Yeah, people can do like you can do like, for example, by barbershops, they all have some of them has like schedule, right? Like a booking.
Oh wow!
Website, right? So you can do like and most people that like goes to a like barbershop, they want to see where it is, and if you have the phone, but if you can have a easy way, like here's how you schedule a time with us online. You don't need to call, don't need to do anything. Just
you can show them. You show them a video of how to do it, a screen share video. So you're talking about a screen recording video.
Yeah, and then you can do like just a screen recording, which is like you can use like a free cam app, which is a free tool that you can do screen recording. Then you just do a basic edit. It's done. If you need to add some like some call to action subtitles and stuff like this, that's not hard to do. You can do it, or then you can get one person to do only those add-ons on the video, which is a lot cheaper than creating a whole video. Because people think, the thing is, people think of video, they think of like a Hollywood production. Like, oh, I need to do a TV commercial. No, it's not a TV commercial. It's just like a specific targeted thing for direct thing to solve that specific problem. So the guy goes to the website, he sees goes to the barber shop. You can do a pop-up, you can do just a video on the side, book now, or you can have like small screen share, like a small screen recording, like on this step do this, and each step you can have on each step that they go on that specific website, you can have a small tiny 5-second videos showing them what's the next action to do it. So all this kind of videos
help
people getting through
That's
the
amazing.
Obviously, like people, some things that you need to keep in mind is how much, with the size of the video, it needs to be like a fair quality image, because if it loads like with cracked or pixelated and stuff like this, people will avoid it. It's not a good experience, obviously. But
so it needs to be high resolution, high quality. Like, but most phones nowadays will create video that's
in
HD.
So now, with the technical capacity that we have today, even screen recording and all of that's going to be like a good quality. So you just need to make sure it's not like you're not like if you're using a CDN for hosting your everything on your website, then it makes easier, because then it's gonna load anyway. If you wanna you host somewhere else, like if you put everything on relying on your website on loading first,
you don't want that.
Then it might get stuck. So this kind of technicalities. But nowadays you have like HTML video, which is a lot easier. You have YouTube. You can use YouTube. Just like I don't recommend on product page, because on e-commerce and product page, because you want people to go to your shop now button and not getting a YouTube rabbit hole watching like thousands of videos.
So then, if not YouTube, what platform? How do you recommend doing? Is there any specific like Vimeo, or is there other platforms? Like there's another one out there. I can't remember. I used to use it, but they're expensive. Are there other platforms that you?
You can use any video hosting platforms. I just say, like, I'm not saying like don't use YouTube. YouTube is great. It's the second or first search tool used, so it's always good to have your content there.
Okay.
I just say keep in mind, if you use YouTube videos, to use their embed code without any of those resources of like end screen cards, and try removing most of the stuff that you can. Usually you can. I don't know. It's been a while since I embedded like I had my code here though. So you can do like they can click on the YouTube logo and go to YouTube, so it stays on your page. So all that stuff, it's like, but you can also like have like, you have like some people you have on your own server on a different like let's say, I'm gonna say folder, but it's not like folder, but
directory
hosting. Different directory. Let's say all your videos. And then you kind of like preload them in a way that doesn't, after you load the website, then you can start preloading the videos for the other pages.
Okay.
So it doesn't kind of like hold the loading to, so it loads the video as you're sitting there and watching.
Yeah.
But
it's faster.
If you do a small video with HTML5, MP4, or OGG format, you're not going to have any issues with that. And you have a bunch of short videos. So that will rely on your website infrastructure, but
what about like, go ahead.
It won't hurt you. Like, the one thing about YouTube videos, as you said, like on embedding them, is that you can't control that like preload part. So it's only going to load when you click play or stuff like that. Even if it's autoplay, it's kind of like but it's short videos, right? So we're promoting like the idea of short videos. So it's going to be
I know that with like Wistia and even Spotlighter. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Spotlighter. You can host videos on Amazon. You can create your own Amazon S3 account with Spotlighter and load the videos from there. Host the video, the data, actual video being hosted on there, and you can put a call to action. Literally, like with YouTube, I don't know how you. I'm trying to ask you. I know that with YouTube, you can't. I don't know any tools that exist where you can actually. You need to put the call to action in the video footage. But at the end of Spotlighter, there's a feature where you can actually put a call to action with a clickable button to get them to buy. Have you used tools like that, or even to subscribe? Like there's a literal physical button you click.
Usually what we do when I do is just like we like using a lot of the HTML5 video, but you can also do that on YouTube and stuff like that. YouTube, it because it's hosted there, is just like a frame of YouTube on your website.
Yeah,
you don't have that much control, so you kind of like you can do, like, for example, you can use a JavaScript function that, like, after you trigger the play, it hits the play, right? So then you can calculate how long it takes, and kind of like if it's still on that screen after some time, just pops up some buy now button or stuff like this.
Okay. Or you could trigger it at the end of the video playing with the JavaScript function.
I never got with YouTube. I never got to like actually trigger the end of the video, because the end triggers only inside YouTube. But I usually, like on using the HTML5 video, you can trigger the end of the video, like when it ends playing. It pops up something. So then you can host, like, for example, you can have a host structure on Amazon, on AWS. I just say, like, because AWS is a on-demand you pay on demand, right? So
and expensive.
So it can get expensive, and you can't control that much. But you can have, like, even if you have on your website itself, you can host the videos there. It just, like, don't make the video rely. The video load, your website rely on video loading.
Loading.
So then you're going to get issues. But
okay. Hey, what do you think is the most important thing to consider when creating videos for businesses and e-commerce?
The most important is knowing who you're selling for, like knowing your audience, your target. Okay. Because then you're going to create this specific video. Because, like, for example, if you sell for the young generation that it's like born with a cell phone, you don't need to show them how to shop online, right?
No,
you don't need to tell them that. But they would be like this kind of stuff. Like, for example, younger generation, they are on social media, they are on TikTok and all that. So they're used to short videos, that
product demonstration videos, product feature videos, so things like that.
They would be more triggered with that. Older generation, they would be more triggered for like explanatory videos that would take, they have more patience to watch a longer video. They would want to know, for example, the checkout part. Why do I need this? Why do I need that? This kind of stuff. So those videos also are, so that's the most important. Know who you're selling for, because if you do, it's not gonna hurt you, but like you're gonna just spend money on something that's not gonna change anything on your website, right? So on your results. So
is that, would that be, if you had one takeaway to give to our audience, would that be the big takeaway?
Yes, that would be it.
Make sure you know who you're making. Make sure who your target audience is.
Yes,
and I guess that would go so far as creating customer personas and buyer profiles. Who you're trying to reach. That definitely, a lot of people like to skip that part of marketing, but that's so important.
Yeah, as we deal with a lot of e-commerce websites, like that's basically like that becomes it. Sometimes it's hard to explain to a business owner, but that becomes a basic thing on digital world. Again,
totally.
Like, because as I say, like the one thing that I hear the most is like, why would I have my e-commerce if I can sell on Amazon? Is that you have on Amazon, you have
how many 20% more competitors?
Fee. You have a lot of more competitors. It's easy for people. Like if on the internet your competition is one click away, in Amazon they are right on your side,
right beside you. Yeah.
So that's one thing, and the other thing is like on Amazon you're playing their game with their ball and the rest is their friend.
You have no control of you can't even implement, you can't even track conversions. You can't even, it's crazy. So many things you can't do.
That's one thing that I always say, like, that's one advantage of having the video part on your website.
Yeah.
And then you can have your product on Amazon if you don't care paying their fees. And if it helps you, great. That's amazing. But have some extra features on your own website. It's better because then you can make a better experience there. You're not going to beat Amazon shipping, probably not.
No.
So you need to beat them on other stuff, right? So, here I can see better how this product works and stuff like this.
So, Mario, how can our listeners connect with you online?
So they can go to my LinkedIn profile. It's just like Mario Russo in LinkedIn. I think it's just like Mario Russo. Yeah, LinkedIn. Okay. Or they can go to my web, like Mario Russo 1, number 1 at the end. Yes.
Mario Russo 1. Okay.
And then you can go to my website, w3mkt.com.
Are you active on Twitter or anything like that?
I have a Twitter account, but I'm not that much active. You can find me there. It's just like my my username is weird. So
so basically your website and LinkedIn.
Yeah, or if you want to like direct website, LinkedIn, it's going to be like the best way to find me.
I'll make sure to put those addresses in the show notes.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, hey, I want to thank you for being on the show. I've learned a lot, and it was awesome talking about video.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Great talking to you.
You as well. You have a great day.
You too. Thanks.